You've been on the show multiple times before. I've never asked you about The Departed.
Oh, well, let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
Yes.
What was it like on that set, man?
Oh,
like,
that was
Scorsese's on the other side of the camera.
Yeah, that was amazing, man. To work with the cast that Scorsese assembled, man. It was a dream come true to work with arguably the best director of all time. That's what I'm gonna call him. I get to call him Marty. So hey, what's up, Marty? I know you're watching. Yeah, it was, it's crazy. When, before we started, they were asking me about Martin Scorsese. What do you think about the film? I was like, well, you know what? I'm going to guarantee him an Oscar for this film. And they were like, oh, really? Because, he's worked with the likes of, Leonardo DiCaprio. They were asking me, how's that going to be? They've been together. And I was like, well, Leo couldn't deliver it for him in the past. I'm going to deliver it for him now. And what happened? What happened? Golden Globe, he shouted me out from the stage. Oscars shouted me out from the stage. Ha ha! Suckers.
And you never gotten one.
Never gotten one.
I know.
And I guaranteed it before we shot our very first frame.
And everyone's wondering how that happened.
Yeah.
And now we know.
Right here. This guy right here.
This guy right here. What did you? Now again, you were law enforcement in this film,
yes.
Right? So were you on the set at the same time as Nicholson at any point in time?
I was. We didn't have any scenes together,
right?
But I was. Yeah.
You got a good story of Jack? Just being on the set with him, or
no, not a good story. I mean, there's stories. This is the story that I heard. There were some scenes that didn't make the film, and there were some pretty provocative scenes. And I remember there was this actress in the trailer next to me, and all I remember was that somebody said, "Oh, we need to go get her a bottle of champagne or something," and she just wanted to get ready for the scene, and it was. Jack was walking around with, maybe I shouldn't tell this story. I realized where this story was going to go. And I was like,
that's all said. That says it, though.
Yeah.
I think you're saying it without saying it.
Look, I'm not saying anything that hasn't been said or people didn't know. There were some pictures of him, and he was, having some fun and all that. But you know what? Never mind. Go to the tabloids. Great. It was a great shoot, though. It was a great shoot.
It has to be. I mean, that has to be.
Yeah, we had a great time.
I didn't get shouted out for.
I mean, look, Jack Nicholson, Leonardo DiCaprio, Matt Damon, Mark Wahlberg, Vera Farmiga, myself, Martin Sheen,
Alec Baldwin,
Alec Baldwin, the dude from Sexy Beast, whose name I always forget.
That's right.
So I just call him Sexy Beast.
Is it Winston? Is it Ray Winston?
Yes,
right?
Yes.
He was great in that too, man.
Yes, he was, man. And
yeah.
Directed by Martin Scorsese. And I'm the only black guy in the film. And they kill a bunch of white guys before they kill me. I don't die first. That's why I was like, I'm in it.
I knew asking you about it was good. I knew it was going there.
I know, but it's okay.
How?
But hold on one sec. Hold on. Rich, hold on.
Yeah.
Martin Sheen dies before I do.
Yeah, he does.
Leonardo DiCaprio dies before I do.
This movie is, let me get to 2006. It's almost 20 years.
I made it almost to the end. I made it almost to the end in the Scorsese thriller. I should be an EGOT.
That's true.
Yeah, but what do you mean? I digress. Go on. You were about to ask something else.
You didn't get thrown off of a building either.
I did not get thrown off of a building. I took one to the melon. Bow!
Have your kids seen that?
Yeah, they have. They like it. What's crazy? I get shot in the head. Spoiler alert. I mean, you've seen it. It's 20 years old.
Right, exactly.
So I get shot in the head, and I remember he's like, "Yo, you getting shot in the head?" So I do this, and Marty says, "Cut!" Anthony, you don't die like that. When you get shot in the head, you just crumble. I was like, "Really? You think a bullet here? You do that?" He was like, "No, you don't do that." So I got shot, and I just fell. And he's like, "Perfect. Cut! next scene."
So you did not die properly.
No, I will admit I was acting. I was acting, I was blackting, I was doing everything that I learned to do in acting school. I was like, oh, boom, one chair, yes! And it was right after DiCaprio got shot. I was like, he can't die better than me. He died, Marty was like, cut! No, Anthony, that's not how we do it. It's not, no. You're doing a little too much. You're doing a little too much, okay?
Oh my God.
Did you scream OS in the movie when you saw it for the first time and the elevator opens and Leo gets bopped? I screamed.
OS. So we can't say
Yeah, right.
No, we can't?
not really.
Oh, I almost said it, but that's
Well, we
right.
got a dump
Yes,
on
I
it.
did. I did scream.
Okay.
I did
Just
scream.
confirming.
Yeah, that was
Insane.
truly. I know.
Oh, you know, a great story. You see how loud I am.
Sure.
Really? Marty does not like loud sounds.
I didn't know that.
So we could be having a conversation, just regular conversations, and then all of a sudden you knew when Marty was coming to set because everything became a hushed whisper. Oh. Yeah, wow. It was just something that I don't know how this happened, and I'm loud. I think somebody had to come to me and was like, "Hey, Aunt, just so you know, when Marty comes down here, you're gonna have to." I was like, "Oh, okay." And then something happened on set, and I became Anthony. I became loud and boisterous with my laugh and all that. And in the distance, not far away, all I saw was Marty doing this.
Is that why you haven't been in another Scorsese movie since?
Oh, is that the reason?
I don't know. I mean,
Scorsese had his hands over his ears, like, what the hell is going on? And I saw him in the distance, and I was like, oh, I'm too loud. I'm too loud. Okay, I'll stop.
maybe that's why he gets along with De Niro, because De Niro doesn't really raise his voice.
Oh, no,
you know?
he just, De Niro talks in hush whispers.
That could be working.
Yeah. I met De Niro at a Buco de Beppo. In
New York City?
In New York City. There's a picture of us sitting together at the table in that restaurant in New York City now. But I couldn't understand a word he was saying because he doesn't raise his voice at all, man. He's just, huh? What'd you say? Huh?
The only time I've met Martin Scorsese is in London. I was there calling a game for the NFL, and I was in the Chiltern Firehouse in London. Awesome spot. There was a table to our left, this massive table that nobody was sitting at when we sat down. By the middle of the dinner, it was obvious they were all there for the promotion of The Irishman. They meaning Pacino, De Niro, and Scorsese, and then Bruce Springsteen sat down.
Oh, wow.
And I had a choice of I got one shot to go up to this table and say hello to one person.
Okay.
I got one shot. And I chose Scorsese.
Okay.
To go up and say hello to him.
Yeah, as you should.
And then it was quick. It was brief. It was embarrassing.
Yeah, it didn't spill over. The introductions didn't spill over to the other guys.
Just saying hello. No.
Oh, really?
No. It did not. I had one shot to say one thing to one person, and it was brief and it was quick, but I didn't get a picture.
Yeah.
So I don't know about you. Maybe you'll appreciate this. Whenever I embarrass myself, I just go all in. Okay. If I'm already clowning myself, it's over.
Yeah.
So when they got up to leave, I pushed my chair out when Scorsese was there to block him to get up and take a selfie with him. And as soon as I took out my camera, there were security people that came out from places I didn't know existed.
Really?
And he goes, no, it's okay. Because I said hello to him before, and we have it. That's it right there. That's it. Now, is this the look he gave you when you were too loud? Because I feel like this is what I...
Yeah, just imagine his hands over his ears and that look. Who cast this mother? Who the hell? Who is this son of a... Why did nobody talk to him?
He doesn't even know how to take one to the head.
You know what's crazy? Another scene. My very first day of work, it was Matt Damon and I doing a scene together.
Yes.
We're just in this little small cubicle area working.
This is awesome.
And Marty would come in and he would talk to Matt and give him his direction or whatnot, and then just look at me and then walk out. And so he came in 3 or 4 more takes, and he was really doing this thing. And I was in there, man. I thought I was doing my thing. Never said a word to me. I always was just giving Matt these directions and just look at me and go, and then walk out. So lunch break, I called my guy. I was like, yo, he was like, yo, Ant, how's it going, man? I was like, I don't know. I said, I had this 4-hour intense scene with Matt. It was just me and Matt and Scorsese. And Scorsese would come in and he would only talk to Matt and he wouldn't say anything to me. And he was like, I said, I don't know what to take. He was like, Ant, that just means you're doing your job.
Yeah.
He said, you know, you're doing your job. And I was like, oh, you think that's what that means? The director's not giving me any direction. He's like, because you don't need it. You're good. Matt needed all of the work in that scene. I was like, all right. He talked me off the ledge, man.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S.